We are ReviewMeAI.gg. This is a project that started in the last hackathon, and we got so excited. So excited about it that we kept building it and experimented with some fine-tuning stuff with it. I'll hand over to you.
Thank you. It is me. This is a tool that reviews your code base. Would anybody here like to have their code base demoed?
I have a shit code base.
Have you linked to it in the spreadsheet?
I have not. Actually, yeah, go to the bottom.
Okay, cool.
Should be, look for Hun.
Fun.
Or my name, which you know.
Is it projects or presentations?
Projects probably.
Oh, presentations, gotta sign up.
There you go. Save them lives every day. That's what we do. Okay, can you mind holding the mic so I can use hands? Thanks. By the way, this is where I get. Yeah, we're doing live. Is this like a massive repo full of like obscure files, or is this? We'll try. Let's just give it a shot.
It's pretty shallow.
Okay, cool. Let's give it a shot. So how this works? Let me get clone the repo. Cloning Hun. And we're gonna go in here and we have a CLI command called ReviewMe, where you pass in runs and you pass in the scope. So we're gonna say repo. We're gonna review the whole code base. And while that's running, I will also show me just running it on my own code, like kind of the dev flow, just to give an example. So say this is in run banana, so our framework's called Potassium. So in Potassium, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a new file called like test.py. Let's go write some of my best code, foo, and we're gonna return just like x squared, and that's wrong because x isn't defined, right? But what we're gonna do is add it. I don't know if everyone can see. Yeah, it's good. And we're gonna do review me, run, scope, and we're just gonna review the commit. Now you see it's got the diff, and it's gonna pass in this diff with some context around like, ideally a PR and stuff, and start doing a review on it. We can see what's happening. You see Hun is a pretty large project, so it's gonna take some time. But you see this review's done, and you can see here it pointed out there's a high priority logic issue where we don't define X, that's gonna crash the program. And then it says like, okay, that's it. Now, if you apply this on the whole repo using the repo setting, it'll start off by it'll break down every file, and then it's going to start off with security issues. So it's like high priority, talk about error handling, then it's going to move, medium priority issues. Then it moves to best practices, so it applies like dry, solid, different dev principles on your code base. And your team can also specify your own dev practices. Then it'll look at error handling, observability, like logging and monitoring. And as a team, you can specify what things you want to look out for, like what matters most to your team. So you can see, for example, it's like there might be a blocking operation on this inference, running in a separate thread or process to avoid blocking the main thread. So it starts going into like operating system stuff, consistency, even complexity, like this isn't modular, there's a lot of repetition, and testability. So it breaks down everything, and then it'll give you a final summary of files to review, and then basically like an LGTM afterwards, if everything's good. So that's what it does. And if you're interested, you can go to reviewmeai.webflow.io. We're charging some amount of money to use this tool, and you can also just like clone it and use it yourself. But that's the extent of our product arm. And here's the code. Sorry?
You can also connect.
I think so. Like there might be like a little bit of boilerplate from last week for linking, but like I think all the code I wrote was written today. Yeah, and it was like a few hundred lines. Yeah.
Wait,
ChatGPT wrote. Yeah.
where do we clone this?
Sorry?
Where do we clone this?
So we have a link in our project file. Like it's like.
I was just going to explain, so we're reviewme.gg, but the DNS didn't propagate. So right now, if you want to sign up, it's reviewmeai.webflow.io. So
Did you link to it?
it's not ideal, but I'll put it in Slack.
Oh, is there a link?
And the GitHub link is in the spreadsheet.
Oh, and we have one bonus fun fact for you. So we've been running it on some of your code bases from that spreadsheet. And somebody left their AWS key in production.
Yeah. So
we're not going to say who. We'll come find you after.
Thanks for we'll follow up with you. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. And if there's any questions around the code and stuff, do you want to talk through anything we want to do next?
Next steps from review to generation, possibly based on a fine-tuned model of your own code base. Something we started still doing.
Yeah, question over there.
So running it on Potassium, did you learn anything that you didn't know about your own code base?
Yeah, so like like just default error handling, like it's a framework, so it'd be good to like default have, like if you're building a framework, you want to have really good practices because your users are just going to fork it. And so if it has a bug, like if you're not checking a variable as nil, and then 100 people fork it, a lot of people are going to get stuck on that potentially. So yeah.
Question in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, where do you get the code review data?
The
Fine tuning.
yeah. Do you want to talk about the fine tuning side?
So we started setting up a flow where it just runs a cron job that